Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
We are following two breaking stories. Businessman Dan Gilbert has just announced a $500 million investment in the city of Detroit, and it's going to go straight to the people who live in the neighborhoods of the city. Her murder mystery, it was a mystery for years, and today a judge has ruled 3 men will go to trial in the death of Egypt Covington. We'll have a live report. Those breaking stories in just a moment, but we do begin with a change in the weather. We have been seeing plenty of sunshine around. Hard to believe there's going to be rain on the way. Thanks for joining us this noon on your Thursday. Meteorologist Brandon Roos standing by. Talk to us about the changes we're about to see.
It's funny, we were listening to Sean Lay outside of his live shot coming up and talking to somebody on the street about how great the weather is. Sean was like, yeah, they said it's going to rain. Doesn't appear like it, right? It is much needed rain on the way for later tonight. So enjoy the day. 59 Port Huron and Detroit, 56 Howell, 57 Monroe. And clouds are going to be increasing here as we head through the afternoon. So winds shift to the southeast and east, increasing clouds. We're looking at 63 degrees, well above average or normal, but about 10 degrees shy of what we saw yesterday. You can see some clearing over Metro Detroit, which is great. We look down south, and here comes that rain. We're talking about 6 p.m. in our south zone. Most of us, it's after dinner and later tonight. Rain, what could be heavy rain and rumbles of thunder. Rhonda, we could be waking up to some flooded neighborhoods if we get a little too much too fast. We'll look at those rain totals coming up.
Let's hope not. Brandon, we'll see you here in a few. Thank you. Meanwhile, let's get to this great breaking news. Billionaire Dan Gilbert has just announced a major investment in Detroit neighborhoods to benefit the people that live in the city, something that city residents have been calling for years. The Quicken Loans co-founder is spending $500 million over the next decade. Some of it will go towards helping people that can't pay their property taxes and so much more. Rob Maloney joins us now live. And Rod, we know the impact that he's had on downtown Detroit. He says that energy that we're seeing here needs to carry into the neighborhoods.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, he has been spending a lot of his time and money in the neighborhoods trying to help out with this whole property tax issue over the last several years. And in fact, when you consider that Dan Gilbert's worth almost $7 billion, Forbes said it was $6.6 billion last year, he's putting a sizable amount of his wealth into the city of Detroit. In fact, today he said that it's the city I was born in, and it's the city he wants to improve. And so what we're looking at is $500 million in philanthropic funds. It's going to be $350 million directly from the Gilbert Foundation, and then another $150 from Rocket Mortgage, and they're going to be giving $50 million annually for the next 10 years, they say. But the big project they want to start out with is eliminating property tax debt. 20,000 people underwater, they think, a year in the city of Detroit, with penalties and interest that really hurt them and create sort of a virtual cycle of poverty. So let's hear from Dan Gilbert and also Mayor Mike Duggan about this first amount of money, about $15 million to this particular project.
So we'd rather go deep on a handful of important, critical issues and have major impact on them than just start spreading out money like Santa Claus.
The stress is that you have people from bills from 4, 5, 6 years ago hanging over their heads, making them insecure in their life every day. And what the Gilberts have done today is give them a road to financial security.
And that's what they're talking about here. Instead of looking backward and worrying about not only having to pay these back taxes and also worry about foreclosure, they want people looking forward, getting jobs and being able to build wealth through their home. And so that's the major project that Dan Gilbert believes is the most necessary thing right now to sort of help stabilize the city. Now, remember that the $500 million we're talking about here is not going to go into this one project. It's about $15 million this year, maybe that much or more in the next couple of years. But down the road, they say they're going to leave the door open for other projects that they want to look at and try and figure out solutions to. So the city of Detroit is now very well set up to try and help the people in the neighborhoods cope with that with the problem of poverty, that Dan Gilbert says the grinding poverty problem needs to be addressed at its core, and that's what he's trying to do. We'll have more on this coming up on Local 4 News at 5 o'clock. Reporting live in downtown Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Pretty remarkable, Rod, and can't help but notice how great Dan Gilbert looks. We know he suffered that stroke and has been in rehab for quite a while.
Yes, in fact, he came out and actually walked to the podium. Now, the last time we saw him was when he gave a speech at the Motor City Casino about a year ago. He had to be driven up to the stage in a wheelchair and then helped up. This time, he was actually able to walk forward, so he has made significant progress. And in fact, he talked all about the stroke, how he's feeling, and its impact on him. And he said in some part it also helped making this decision about giving to the city of Detroit.
Wow. Well, it's just incredible to see him up and on his feet and continuing his gift to the city he was born and raised. Thank you, Rod. Our other breaking news, 3 men will go to trial for the murder of Egypt Covington. She was tied up and murdered in a Van Buren home, her home, nearly 4 years ago. Sean Lay has been following this case since it started, and Sean, a big decision made by the judge a short time ago.
Just a short time ago. Good afternoon, Rhonda. You are correct. The judge in this case said after listening to about 2.5 days of evidence being put forth by prosecutors, there is, she says, enough evidence to send these 3 men to trial for the murder of Egypt Covington. In fact, this judge added more charges this morning.
I believe that there's sufficient evidence for probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause to believe that these defendants were involved in the commission of that crime.
After more than 2 days of prosecutors laying out their case about who they believed murdered Egypt Covington, this morning 34th District Judge Tina Brooks Green said there was enough evidence that 2 men from Toledo and a man from Sumter Township, enough evidence to face first-degree murder charges at trial. Egypt Covington found bound by her own Christmas lights and shot in the head in her Van Buren duplex June 22nd of 2017. Van Buren police unable to make progress in the case until MSP took over. Investigators quickly linking a blue truck seen the night of the killing and a cell phone in that truck back to Toledo and linking that to Timothy Moore and Shandon Groom. Defendant Shane Evans told MSP that he led the men to the duplex for what he called an easy theft of marijuana, but says Moore and Groom went into the wrong door, apparently surprising Covington, who was home alone watching a movie. Not only did this judge bind these men over to face trial now on these murder charges, she added a first-degree murder charge and felony gun crimes to the charges that Shandon Groom is already facing. We have instant reaction from Egypt's family coming up tonight at 5 o'clock. They have waited so long, excruciating years, to get some answers. Rhonda, back to you.
All right, Sean, thank you. 2 people were killed in a shooting spanning 2 cities in Wayne County. Police say that 2 men in their 20s were shot in Ecorse near Jefferson Avenue and Union Street overnight. A woman ended up driving them to the River Rouge Police Department instead of a hospital for help. Well, the 2 men reportedly died inside of that car outside of the police station. No word on any arrests or circumstances of the shooting. The suspect in the deadly shooting at a Colorado grocery store faced a judge for the first time. In court today, lawyers for Ahmad Alisa asked for a mental health assessment, saying that the 21-year-old has mental illness. He faces 10 counts of first-degree murder. Monday's mass shooting left 10 people dead, including a Boulder police officer. Meanwhile, prosecutors vowed to file more charges in the next 2 weeks. Alisa is being held in jail without bond. As coronavirus cases continue to spike day after day here in Michigan, there are now new visitor restrictions in effect at all Beaumont hospitals. No one is allowed in rooms of COVID patients, with some exceptions like those in hospice. In many situations, one visitor is allowed for patients who do not have COVID. Yesterday, Michigan reported nearly 4,500 new cases in a single day. That is the highest single-day case total since December 15th. Good news on the unemployment front. New claims dropped to 684,000 last week, and that is the fewest since the pandemic began. It is the size of a skyscraper, and it is stuck in a canal. Why this Skyline ship in Egypt may have impacts on what you pay at the pump here, on shipments of food, furniture, electronics, and more. Plus, here's Tracy Potts.
I'm Tracy Potts. Coming up, President Biden's first formal news conference is happening today. The questions he'll face next.